We're going to do these rather quickly also because, you know, if you have questions, you can just drop them in the comments section. I'll be glad to help you with whatever you want to know about. Also, I have an email. So by all means, you can check out my email and shoot me an email if you have questions you don't want to ask in public. So anyway, let's get right. Hello everyone, welcome to Spellbound Witch's Lair. Tonight we're going to be making a banishing powder, a banishing oil, and doing some really simple banishing spells. I had a bit of an incident. That's what I've got some new stuff on my altar over here. The blockbuster I did actually broke my glass. I was pretty impressed, so I kept a few pieces. Just to remind me how powerful that spell really was. So, but yeah. So what we're going to need for this recipe for a very simple banishing spell was black powder, salt, any type of salt you want to use, cayenne pepper, basil, mugwort if you have it, sulfur if you have it, and rue, and a little bit of sage. So of course, once I get all this into the mortar and pestle, I'm going to grind it up. And then after that, we will put it into our oil. I'm going to use a little bit of grapeseed oil. You can also use castor oil. If you don't have it, folks, vegetable oil always works in a pinch. I'm saving the other half of this because I need it for, I'm going to be doing a banishing spell for dreams, bad dreams. Later, so save some of that for that. I think next week I may do an entire video on sigils and the importance, or how to make a sigil, and that will help increase your magic abilities if you can create your own sigils and also charge them. Of course, I'm not really measuring. I don't ever really measure. But you don't really need any, like, more than a teaspoon. You don't have to have a lot, especially when you're making a small amount of oil, which I will be making a very small amount of oil. I use this little bottle. And of course, I've already cleansed everything. I do magic down here all the time, so I am standing within a circle. People have asked me that before. You didn't make a circle. You didn't cast a circle. I do a lot of stuff before I turn on the camera, just because you really probably don't want to see all that. If you want me to make a video on, you know, how to cast a circle, how I do mine, by all means, like I said, leave me a comment. I'd be more than happy to show you. I've done magic for a long time. And a lot of my spells are my own. I do use, when I first started out, in case you're looking for a spell book, I love the 5,000, hold on, I'll get it in a second. It's the book of 5,000 spells. Let's see, where's it at? Oh. Here we go. So if you're looking for something, you aren't real sure on how to make spells, this is a really good book. The Encyclopedia of 5,000 Spells by Judica Ills. I think that's how you say her name, Judica Ills. I've had this book forever. I have lots of books that I use for different things. Because, you know, when you first start out, you don't know anything. But once you get into it, you can make your own spells. I like to look up what herbs do what and make my own spells. Also, when you're banishing, you can go counterclockwise when you're grinding up. And I usually tell you what the herbs do. I'm going to do that in the description box when I leave you the recipe. And I use old herb bottles. Like this was an old rosemary spice bottle. And I'm going to repurpose it for my banishing powder. Ta-da! Very lovely. And remember, as you're doing this also, you should be thinking about charging. You know, I blessed every ingredient before I started using it. And now you need to be focusing what you want this powder to do for you. Bless this powder for banishing any unwanted negative or positive energies. Alright. Kind of messy, but there we go. So, now, I'm going to... Now I'm putting a little myrrh. I've already cleansed this bottle, but myrrh is such a really good amplifier. So we'll amplify this banishing oil recipe. And like I said, I'm going to use a little castor, and then I'll use a little grapeseed. I'm not making much. I love to see the smoke come back out of the bottle. Oh, and it smells lovely. I love myrrh. Okay, now we're going to put our powder in the oil. Now we're going to charge it. All right, normally I would sit this in a cool, dark place for a couple of weeks. Let it do its thing before I use it. But I'm not doing that tonight. Tonight I'm actually going to jump right in and use it. So we've made the powder, we've made the oil. Now you can also incorporate sigils into your banishing. Not really going to get into that tonight. Like I said, I'm probably going to do an entire video next week about it. But our first one is, of course, a simple one. You're going to need a black candle. And I am going to use, where's my ritual candles? Here we go. One black candle. And you want this candle to burn over a petition. I'm going to use my brown paper that I love so much. And I need a pen. Okay, got a pen. I also have to label my banishing powder, but I'm not finished with it. Paper. So we're going to make our petition. Now, if you want to banish a person out of your life, you'll need the person's full name, date of birth, all that fun stuff. As much information as you can about them. If you don't know that and say it's just a nasty neighbor or something like that, you're going to need to write that. So we're going to write, we're going to banish bad luck. So if you want to banish a person, you would put their full name, their date of birth 3 times. Then you'll turn the page and you'll write what you want to happen 3 times. Turn the page again and you'll say thank you for blah, blah, blah. So example, We want bad luck be gone. Bad luck be gone. Bad luck be gone. So now we're going to turn it. Thank you for the bad luck being gone. Thank you for bad luck being gone. Thank you for bad luck being gone. Now I'm going to write the person's name that's having a bit of bad luck. Now, also, bad luck is what you draw to you, you know. But if this bad luck was given to him or her by someone else, this will get rid of it for them. All right, so we're going to take a bit of the powder and put it in the paper. Just a pinch. This is really strong stuff. Oh, and you might want to ask, well, what do I do with this powder? What do I do with this oil? So if you're trying to banish a person, you're going to want to dust this powder where they walk, in their shoes, on the doormat, you know, things like that. Be careful, folks. Most everybody and their brother has cameras. All right, so I've also put oil on here. I'm going to fold this away. Fold it again, away. So it's got the oil and the powder on it. But as I was stating before, you can sprinkle this wherever they walk. If you're not going to run into them like that, you can use the oil to do in your hands. Rub your hands if you know you're going to shake their hand or pat them on the shoulder. It doesn't take much. You don't want to pat them on the shoulder and leave a handprint of oil, obviously. So just be careful. Just be mindful. And like I said, everybody and their brother has cameras nowadays, so be careful of that. So we're also going to take a little bit of the oil. We're going to put it on this candle after we etch it. We're going to etch no more bad luck. If you have tourmaline, obsidian, some kind of dark crystals, you can also place those on here while it burns. Now you want to get it all over the candle and you brush the candle away with the oil. And then you're going to dust a little bit of powder. And also rub that into the candle. Let me find my... And now if you have a candle holder, you can do that for this. If you don't have these type of candles, you can use the tea lights. It's perfectly fine. I always make do with what I have. So I'm using a mason jar lid for a candle holder since I don't seem to have one at the moment for some reason. And when this is finished burning, you're going to want to discard it. You can throw it, simply throw it away. You want it away from you. It needs to leave your property. Okay? Whatever you decide to do with it. I would take my petition before this is completely done. I'm going to let it burn on it for a few minutes while we work on something else. But here in a few minutes, I'm going to burn that petition. And all the ashes and everything else, I'm going to blow out into the wind. Okay? All right, next one for banishing is the apple. And I actually have because you want this apple to rot with your persons that you're trying to banish. And again, we're going to go bad luck. So you want to anoint your apple. And I do have to see something's rotting this. You want this to rot, so I'm just getting a jump start on the rotting process here. Again, we're going to write bad luck be gone. Just like we did on the other piece of paper. So I'm not going to do all that. You're going to put a little bit of your banishing powder in your paper. And this stuff's strong. If somebody's into magic and witchcraft, you don't want to use a whole lot of this and lead on, let them know you're doing something. Your oil again. Again, remember to use your intentions. Okay. Now we're going to cut this apple. And we're going to place that paper in there. May you rot with this apple and be gone, bad luck. And if it was a person, you would say their name. Now you're going to take some cord, tie this back together. If you have pins, you can pin it. Some people prefer one over the other. I don't really mind either or. I just don't think I have any pins right now, but I do have some cord. You can use black cord. Doesn't really matter. Ideology behind it is to just tie the apple back up so your piece of paper doesn't fall out, because you want that piece of paper to stay in there and rot with the apple. Now this you want to go as far away from you as possible also. So some people say, oh, bury it in your yard or bury it in a plant. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. And you don't even have to bury it. You can throw this one away as well, but it needs to get away from you. Remember, you're banishing. You're getting things away from you. And if you bury it in your yard, yes, it will rot, but it's still right there with you. It didn't go anywhere. And the whole time you're doing this, remember your intention. And this one you can simply throw away in your trash. Because you don't want to throw this out in the wild. You don't want an animal to find it and start eating it. You want this to rot. You don't want to hurt the animal, so throw it away in the trash. All right, so that's the second one. The last one is a freezer spell. And yes, you can use freezer spells as banishing spells. So, again, you need a petition with their name on it, date of birth, or the person causing me pain, the person, whatever's you need banished out of your life, you write it on this piece of paper. And this is going to be a freezer spell. So this is spell is more for not banishing so much, but to halt someone from doing something to you that you don't like. Like, you got a neighbor that's always mowing your grass or mowing into your grass, making your yard look like poo. There's an argument over boundaries, whose yard starts where and stops where. This is what you do. So you take a piece of aluminum foil, has the dark side and then the bright side, the reflective side. You want the reflective side up. And then you're going to write what you want to banish. And this one I got a nasty neighbor. He's all gossipy, so we're actually going to do something about that right now. Stop gossiping about me and mine. Stop gossiping about me and mine. Stop gossiping about me and mine. And I know their names, so I'm going. Nasty neighbors. All right, again, banishing powder. Just a teensy bit. Stop gossiping about me and mine, you nasty neighbors. You do not talk about me. You don't even know who I am. Gossiping about me and mine. Nasty, nasty people. All right, now we're also going to put a little bit of water because we want this to freeze, because we're going to freeze them in their steps. Nasty people. You have the right to defend yourself. If you are justified, you will not get karma. But now you go about doing stuff like this and you're not justified. You're doing it just to be mean. Then you better watch out, witches. Bless. And you can use holy water. I use just regular old water on this one. But again, it's really important you fold away, keeping the water in. Fold away. Fold away. And the reason I'm folding this way is because I'm going to put a sigil on this. Fold away. Fold away. Fold away. So we're going to do a quick sigil. So I want them to stop gossiping about me and mine. So if you don't know how to make a sigil, I just put some energy into that one because I'm really tired of these people. So I'm making a sigil. You drop all of the vowels. Any repeating letters you will also leave out. All right, so these are the letters I have to work with. S, T, P, G, and M. Like I said, next week we'll do a whole video about this. Well, I'm going to start with the M. Then I'm going to go N. I'm going to go P, T, G, and S. Kind of a crazy little sigil. Then now I'm going to take my etcher and I'm going to put that into this aluminum seal. And then I'm going to circle it to protect it. And then I'm going to stick this thing in the freezer and it's going to stay there forever. And hopefully we don't have a power outage. So as long as it's in there, they cannot continue to gossip, be nasty, say stupid crap that they have no idea. Just being nasty, ugly people. Mind their own business from now on. Alright, so that's that. And then I have one more for bad dreams, right? Okay. Let's do this. So, for the bad dreams, let me move some stuff over. I gotta wash this. Banishing some nightmares. Got quite a few things to wash. I always seem to do that. Alright, banishing nightmares. So we're going to add a few ingredients. We're going to use our banishing powder, but we're going to add a few more ingredients on the side. So we're going to grab this, and I'm not washing that because we just made a banishing powder. And everything we want in there is still in there, residual. So we're just going to add a little bit. And now we're going to add to the concoction. We're going to add some more sage. We are going to add rosemary. Oh, sorry, I dropped that on the floor. So we're going to also add a little bit of rosemary. And then we are going to add some nettles. Stinging nettles. Hyssop, which I don't have hyssop, but it's in the same family as mint. So you can use mint. I'm using a peppermint tea. Oh, it smells so good. I'd love to have a nice cup of this tea. Oh, it's lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. What else we got here? Cloves. Already did the sage. And then we're also going to use asafoetida, which you're probably going, what the heck is that? Because I surely did. It's part of the carrot and celery family, so I have celery seed because I don't have asafoetida. But apparently it's really good for getting rid of nightmares. Helping get rid of nightmares. So we have our original banishing powder, and now we have those extra ingredients I just put in there. This stuff I will also put in the description box below for you. Remember, we're going counterclockwise. And we're going to do a whole nother little ritual, this time with a purple candle. And this one you can do multiple nights in a row until the person ceases having the nightmares. If it takes more than one, normally it doesn't. But you know, some people will be different, you know. Everybody's different. So this one you're going to need a purple candle. Also going to need some purple gems if you have amethyst. Going to need another plate. Use my really pretty bowl. Warning, if you can, use glass for a lot of your stuff. It does vibrate. Metal does also. And if you're going to burn, like my last thing when I had a lot of candles going for the Blockbuster, thank goodness I have a very large metal bowl that I put things into. And I like to do those kind of things outside because sometimes Glasses will break, even the baking dishes. Okay, banishing a nightmare. So we have all of our ingredients. Same idea. We're going to take our oil. And first we're going to bless this candle. Blessing on my ingredients. And then I'm going to write the person's name on here who's having nightmares. I will do another video with a lot more spells on how to get rid of nightmares if that's something you want to see. I'm just doing it on this one because it is a waning moon. It's a perfect time to do this. And I happen to know someone who's suffering from some nightmares. So I'm going to coat this candle pretty good. Again, rub it away. And then we're going to put some of this and roll that into the candle. Really good. We won't have a petition because we've actually written it on the candle, and I'm going to make a spot in the middle. I'm going to prop that one up. And we're going to place our stones. I've got 2 amethysts and some tourmaline. Because you're wanting to get into their psyche. You know, they're having nightmares for something, and you need to kind of a little bit get in their head to help draw out the nightmares and cease them from happening. All right, folks, so that is it. If you have any questions about anything I've done tonight, oh, and when this is done again, you'll light another purple candle tomorrow night if they have nightmares tonight. And you'll continue doing that every night until they don't have nightmares. And you say, well, what happens if they continue to have nightmares? Well, I do have some other rituals and spells that I will go into, and video I'll make up coming soon if that's something that you guys are interested in. But yeah, any comments, please drop them in the comments box or shoot me an email. And I appreciate you guys watching. See you next time. Bye for now.